All right, friends. Hey, this is Joe. Thought I'd give an update on what's going on for me. I've been retired 2.5 years now, and one of my most popular video series was on financial independence, retire early. I retired at 54. I'm currently just turned 57. Got my Jaws shirt on. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see my Jaws shirt. So I thought I'd just give an update on what's going on, what I've learned, about retirement now that I'm getting pretty seasoned in the lifestyle. So first of all, hey, personally, I'm keeping real busy. It's almost October, and I've been on 5 vacations already this year, almost 2 weeks a piece each. Been to Idaho, Utah, Richmond, Virginia, Melbourne, Florida, and Destin, Florida. So traveling quite a bit. Most of those seeing my kids. Stay cheaper when I stay with my kids. My investment group that I've talked about before, we continue to meet. This investment group is just a group of close friends where we challenge each other, give candid feedback to each other after knowing all the details. It's really better than having a financial advisor. You've got people that have no vested interest in what you do, but can know your situation and make sure you're not making a decision based on fear. I really like that group. Actually started another group last week with that is I'm calling it the Seekers of Wisdom group, or Seekers for short. We're studying historical figures and just trying to understand their life and times and why they made decisions, and see if we can increase our own knowledge. Our first topic is Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers, president of the United States. So excited about that. Read a book on him. Just completed it today. I have a retirement group that meets every Friday. We just get around with a group of guys and we talk about whatever we want. I'm focused on my health pretty hard. Many of you know that. I'm currently down 45 pounds. I've always exercised, but really I've done a lot of studying regarding how the body works and food. And I've altered my food, really going to much more of a single ingredient food, fresh food, not out of a box, not processed, no vegetable oils, that kind of thing. Really watching my carb and sugar content. All of my markers are good. I feel great with my health. Reading, YouTube, and podcast occupy a tremendous amount of my time. I've got an Audible account where I, just finished a book, exciting. I'd highly recommend this, called How Not to Die. And it really is a nutrition way to solve almost all your health issues. And like I said, I just finished a Thomas Jefferson biography. I go through at least one book a week, sometimes two. Most of that's on Audible though, so I'm a lazy reader, but that allows me to do household chores, grass cutting, things like that, trim trees, whatever I want to do, go for a walk, and then still listen to a book. I'm focused on history, finance, biographies, science, and I mentioned health. One of the gaps I currently have is I'm not doing as much work on faith as I need to, and that was a gap of 6 months ago too that I was closing up. So plenty of things to do here. I'm kicking around a second book idea. I'd love your feedback on this, and I've gotten a lot of feedbacks, people telling me to write a book called, whatever the title is going to be, but something about advice from dad. There's way too many people out there that grow up without a father in their life and don't have the opportunity to bounce things off dad and get wisdom from dad. So maybe a book of there would help at least one person, and it'd be worth my time if it helps one person. Catching up with old friends, and folks, you may think you do that when you're working full time, but you have these 5-minute conversation here, 10-minute conversation there. I turn those into planned 90-minute conversations out on the back porch. So I'm just re-engaging with friends that I had a superficial relationship with still, and then we're just diving in deeper because I got the time, and it's great. I love to smoke meat. on my new pellet grill my kids got me for Christmas. Hey, and I just mastered a flaxseed cracker recipe. It's about 1 carb for every 15 crackers. Just made a double batch today for my wife and I. Ask me about that in an email. Send me your email and I'll send that recipe to you. I got it typed out here in a Word document. So those are some of the things going on personally, professionally. I got 2 speaking engagements coming up in October. One is at the SMRP conference in St. Louis, and the other one's the NORIA Reliable Plant Conference in Louisville. I'm speaking at both of those. Excited about that, and if you come to that, I've got 20 free books for each conference, so a total of 40 books I'm signing and giving away. I'm consulting with one client right now. It's actually beyond just reliability. It's really a manufacturing coach for a new plant manager, pretty young guy, very eager, but doesn't know what he doesn't know. And so I'm helping him put in place systems based on the waste that's currently in their plant. Get the flywheel of improvement going. How are they better on Friday than Monday? Get that momentum. Right now, the person's trying to be a hero and do everything, and just helping them out with some systems. I consult remote a couple times a month, through Zoom, and I'm coaching a couple, 5 leaders just by phone presently, and that's about a once a month phone call. So professionally, I got plenty of things going on. Nonprofit, I'm the president of the Neighborhood Homeowners Association and president of Newburgh Park Pals, which is a nonprofit that educates people on the value of parks, and we hold events and we do fundraising for our parks in my local community. What I have learned, first thing I've learned is I love being retired. I love telling people I'm retired. You can see the smile on my face when I say I'm retired. A lot of people's identity is their job. What do you do? And they're afraid of that question. When somebody walks up to you and, hey, my name's Joe Kuhn, what do you do? And hey, I'm retired. I love that. I'm stunned. One of the biggest surprises to me in retirement is I'm stunned when people look at me and say, I don't know what I would do in retirement. I think I'd be bored. I don't want to just sit around and watch TV all day. Hey folks, it's 8:30 at night and I have not watched any TV yet today. I watched 20% of the TV that I watched when I was working. Now by what I just said, I'm personally involved in, professionally involved in, you may say, gosh, it looks like you're more busy in retirement than you were working. And that's not true. Don't conclude that I'm stressed and I'm busy. Key is that everything that I'm doing is highly flexible, okay? It flexes to my schedule, especially when you're president of some nonprofits. You can move the meeting around to your schedule. I can pick and choose my involvement. I can take a day off. I can take 2 weeks off. I can take a month off. A month would be a little bit harder, but it's possible. It's not hard at all. A typical day for me will have 1 to 2 tasks in it that I can move, and that freedom to say, hey, let's not do that today. Let's do that tomorrow because something better came up or I don't feel like doing it. That's fantastic. Okay. One of the other fears I hear from people is about healthcare, and my advice to you is to do your research outside. I have Indiana Farm Bureau. I'm paying 61% less than my company provided health care. And that in my current health care, that's with Indiana Farm Bureau, has vision and dental with it. And I'm paying 61% of what my company provided was. I couldn't be more excited with it. So do your research, look for the opportunities out there, look for Indiana Farm Bureau. Tell them Joe sent you, That won't mean anything. One of the big challenges that I haven't talked about before was moving from an earner-saver. So you got a job and you're saving money, you're putting money in your 401k, you're paying off your house, you're paying down debt, whatever, Moving from there to a spender is pretty challenging. Now, you've got all the logic, you've got your money saved, you got some rules on how you're putting out, taking out money, you got buckets, I use buckets of money. I have 3 buckets. money I need in the next 3 to 5 years, money I need in the next 5 to 7 years, and money at 7 years plus. And I got those invested differently. All that makes perfect sense. But I'm telling you, emotionally, it's a big deal. You know, the fear of being wrong. It doesn't stifle me, but it's more pressure than, and it's more difficult than I thought it would be. And you know, I ran large operations. I've had big jobs and in the past, and was used to dealing with a lot of money. But it was something to work through, and I'll tell you exactly how I worked through it. I worked through it with information. You know, if you're fearful, information is a solution. And you got YouTube out there, you got books, you got podcasts out there. I kind of overwhelmed myself with knowledge, and that gives you the confidence that you're doing the right thing. But moving to a spender, don't underestimate that. And your plan is get information, okay? Speaking of fear, everybody will be trying to sell you an annuity, you know, to capitalize on your fears. You know, you don't want to manage your money yourself. Get guaranteed income. Well, annuities are huge sales commissions for the people selling it to you, and very low returns, all because you're afraid. So be careful of succumbing to your fear. You know, spending, I get asked a lot about spending. I'm currently spending about 80% of my pre-retirement plan, or what my plan was in retirement. So when I went in and was just looking at my expenses that are going to continue into retirement, things I'm not going to do anymore, you know, like I don't save in my 401k anymore, don't have life insurance anymore, things like that. I'm spending 80% of that, so I'm spending less than what I thought. And note my travel. I've made 5 couple-week trips. I've been gone maybe 10 weeks so far this year. The biggest savings have been in healthcare. You know, I'll be honest, I'm paying a lot less for healthcare than I was planning on. I cut the cable, you know, and we're just streaming and saving quite a bit of money there. You know, $110 a month, I think, was what we're saving. And I got high-speed internet. I got, you know, 1,000 megabytes per second download speed that for my Wi-Fi at home. You know, another one that seems small, but it ended up being quite large is, you know, supporting my kids, you know, with their cell phones, auto insurance, you know, just trying to give them a leg up in life. You know, when I was working and earning, I wanted them to have a lot of advantages and to get their feet on the ground, not get into debt, and so finally cut them off. And then I do a lot of fixing of things myself. I get on YouTube when my clothes washer breaks, and instead of calling somebody to repair that or repair my lawnmower, I'm doing all that stuff myself. Repaired my sprinkler system myself. I installed a wood floor myself, all with a little knowledge now that I have the time. Those things I enjoy. Sometimes it can be frustrating doing them, but you get a great sense of joy when you complete those jobs. So, hey, that's currently where I'm at, 2.5 years into retirement. If you'd like my recipe on flaxseed crackers, let me know. And this is Joe out.